Welcome to this episode of This Is My Offer, where we highlight work from partners that are focused on our customers' top workloads. Hello, I'm Carin Forman, Global Partner Lead for AWS's Media, Entertainment, Sports, and Gaming area. I concentrate on partner strategy and enablement for ISVs in the media supply chain, archive, and monetization area. I'm excited today to welcome Veritone, a provider of data and AI solutions. And I'm joined today by Sean King, Senior Vice President and General Manager from Veritone. Sean, welcome, and tell us about your role at Veritone, and tell us about your offering.
Perfect. Thanks, Carin. Really happy to be here. Veritone, we are an AI software and solutions company. We create applications as well as custom solutions, in addition to some managed services across really three core areas. The media and entertainment, which is the practice that I lead, alongside the public sector, and as well as our hiring solutions. And really, what we're focused on is providing AI and workflow solutions that really help our customers harness the power of AI and how it can be a force multiplier within their organizations, and also making sure that our customers, both in media and entertainment, but as well as in other areas, are really ready to harness the power of AI and making sure that they're effectively ready as an organization in order to be able to meet their current challenges.
We hear so much of the buzzword around AI, generative AI, and we know organizations need to turn complex data into invaluable insights to create strategic advantage. The journey requires discipline and structure. What is Veritone doing to prepare your customers?
There's so many things that we can do for them, but I think right now in the area that we're really focused on for these customers, and I'm going to be specific right now to media and entertainment, is this notion of AI readiness. AI in media and entertainment is a little bit of a provocative topic these days, but what we're really helping these organizations understand is that AI is a wonderful tool for their organization, but it's not the tool. It's not the only way in which things are going to, it's not going to come in and take over their jobs. It's not going to be able to come and disrupt their organization. What it's going to help them do is meet the demands that they are facing today. And one of those first steps and kind of in being able to adopt AI into your organization is this notion of AI readiness. And that notion of AI readiness is really kind of meeting the challenge that most of these groups have very siloed information. And when I say information in the context of media and entertainment, I'm really talking about their IP, which is their content. It's their film, it's what they've shot, it's their audio tracks, it's their photography, it's their B-roll, it's everything that they've done. And in these complex organizations, there are stuff that could be in the cloud, there's stuff that can be on-prem, there's things that could be sitting on a shelf somewhere, as well as sitting on someone's hard drive. And really kind of this notion of making sure that you're able to help pull all of this information together and ingesting it into a way that we're able to help them get a sense of cleanliness and a common metadata layer across everything so they can treat all their content in the same way. And once they've done that, they have this great ability to increase kind of the searchability and discoverability of their content. And if we fast forward that to their customers, their viewers, who's engaging with this, if we go back to the pandemic period, the content production machine in media and entertainment came to an abrupt stop, but our consumption patterns of content went completely vertical when everyone was home and everyone was looking for this content. So when we fast forward to today, our content consumption is still at an extremely high matter, and our consumption patterns have changed. We become more fragmented on where and how many different screens we're engaging in content. Once you're able to have all of your content, all of your information, all of your IP, all of your data in this common data lake for your assets, that ability to be able to search it, to find it, to be able to distribute it internally, externally, you're really helping meet some of the consumption demands that most viewers are accustomed to having today.
Yeah, I really enjoy what you just said, that concept of the notion of AI readiness. And we know today, especially in the M&E space, how much data is driving content for personalization, for what people watch, what people are consuming, and especially going across generations. At AWS, we agree that now more than ever, it is critical that we engage our customers in conversations about preparing their data to fully harness the power of AI. I think an interesting stat was something I read recently from McKinsey Consulting. They noted that 72% of leading organizations cite data management as a top AI scaling challenge. Sean, you nailed it when you said having a data readiness strategy is important for Veritone and its customers. Jumping ahead into the Veritone offering, we talked about media and entertainment. We talked about how ingest, metadata, content management, and monetization are all areas that media and entertainment companies are challenged with. Can you share how Veritone's key customer, CBS News Archive, uses the Digital Media Hub to demonstrate value and show monetization impact?
Sure, I'm happy to share that. So CBS News has been a longstanding customer of Veritone, and what they're really taking advantage of is our content licensing capabilities, as I was talking about early, some of the managed services that we offer. So we've been working in partnership for a long time with them on being able to ingest their archive of content. I mean, we're talking at a customer like CBS News, we're talking decades and decades of historical content, some of the most important moments in our history of the United States are in this archive. And their goal is to make their content more searchable, more discoverable, so that way they can make this content available to the new generation of filmmakers, whether that be documentarians, whether that be other broadcasters, to being able to showcase one of what's available. One of my favorite stories in this was this opportunity where CBS, literally handed a box of content that they provided to us that they knew it was from the late 70s, and it was around this topic of Son of Sam, from like the 76 to 77-ish of a period. And so we ingested it and we ran all of our AI cognition across of it, able to understand, who's on the screen, what are they talking about, OCR and other capabilities to be able to see what's on this screen. So in this opportunity, we started searching. And so we searched for just the term Berkowitz. And we were able, one of the first things that came up and that you'll see here shortly is this notion of, and this clip of a door. And on that door, the door began to close and you just saw Berkowitz. And they were like, wow, that's the end of our documentary right there. Just this scene of the door closing and being able to frame it there. But if they go back and just say, like, look, I want to find this, you're talking about sending an individual back to go pull this old footage out, to be able to start watching it again, to be able to try to find these moments and go through hours and hours of footage. And here in just a matter of seconds, they were able to just zoom in on this one shot that was so impactful. Because I think what many organizations forget is the difference between what they film and what they broadcast. And so much content is created. And that content, not all of it makes it to the final production, but it doesn't mean that there's not value in what they shot and all that other footage that they're having. And this is just our opportunity to help work with a partner like that, to be able to make all of that footage, not just what was broadcasted, available to everyone, and being able to help them enrich and tell net new stories. And it's just, it's a wonderful story. And I was so happy to hear Frank Gonzalez share that with us, I believe when we were at giving a little presentation at NAB.
Sean, that is an incredible example of how to showcase the power of organized data and the ability to manage content for different distribution channels. The example at CBS News Archive on how they use that content, you said it perfectly. Search, discoverability to find that content. And in this example, it was a documentary or a news archive. I think in our industry, we're seeing it across fast channels, social media, and across OTT streamers. So that's very impactful to see that. So what do you think the risks are of not being AI ready or having your data optimized?
Look, I mean, you're gonna start falling behind in this case. I mean, again, content consumption is at all-time highs. And that's why we're seeing a rise of so much of these kind of, net new content creators, these social influencers that are becoming the next generation of content, because it's just them making film. And they're telling stories and they're entertaining people and they're building their audiences and drawing that. But all organizations, both big and small, have this opportunity to leverage what they've created already and what they are going to create in the future to really manage their content more effectively, to create net new content from what they've already done, or to leverage generative AI to take advantage of their content and help them, restructure and recreate it into net new content and really be able to innovate off of it. I mean, we're going to see this continue to accelerate over the years. I mean, we're just at the beginning of the wave, starting to develop, and the not being AI ready now is only going to make your opportunity to catch up that much more challenging.
This is a great story. This is what AWS and our partners are about, telling the AWS Veritone Better Together story. You hit on some great points. You hit on discoverability of your content. You hit on falling behind. And I think it really showcases that the M&E industry is at an inflection point driven by AI disruption across the content lifecycle. And we all are seeing that AI readiness is critical for M&E companies to remain competitive. What I think we're seeing at AWS and you at Veritone is data strategies today, as you mentioned, will determine how customers incorporate these technologies into the future. And Veritone hit it right on the head. AI readiness is the key to that future. So looking ahead 3 years, which is very advanced in today's technology stack, what do you think the future holds for AI-driven workloads?
I mean, we're going to see and experience a level of personalization like we've never felt before and never seen before. And we're seeing that, just to be clear, we're seeing that personalization today in kind of the ad tech and martech markets, where we're seeing the ads that are being delivered to us, whether it be social or other thing, being very customized to who we are and what we search and what we look at. But we're going to be able to start to see that in the content we're consuming. Not just the personalization recommendation engines that are powering some of the fast channels and OTT platforms that are there, but just being able to, how is our news being delivered to us? How is that being personalized to what our interests are, what we're caring about, and ultimately, potentially, who's delivering that news to us? Are we going to have someone that's going to be able to have a individual or a digital replica of that individual that's going to be able to deliver us what we want to have, when we want to have it, in the voice or individual in which we want to consume it? I mean, these are all moving and advancing very, very fast. And again, that level of personalization is going to be critical. But again, going back to these, media and entertainment groups, being able to be in a position to provide that level of personalization, it starts with being able to harness your data, your content. This is all of your training data necessary to be able to meet these demands. And if you're not ready and you don't have that harnessed and you haven't created your intelligent media data lake here, you're going to be further behind and harder to catch up.
Wow, that is right on, Sean. Really you talked about discoverability of your content, you talked about personalization, and I think the theme there is AI readiness and harnessing your data. I know Veritone is constantly innovating. You recently launched Veri, a conversational AI chatbot that empowers Digital Media Hub users to extract insights from your media archives. What other innovative news can you share that Veritone is doing?
Well, one thing that I'm really excited to share is that we're now going to have all of our media and entertainment applications and services listed on the AWS Marketplace, as in addition to our public sector solutions that are there. I mean, we're always going to be innovating. We're always going to be, it's that notion that our products and applications, they're never done. They're always evolving. They're always trying to grow and meet the demands. But alongside of these things is our subject matter expertise that we have to work alongside AWS as one of our partners to really help these organizations become AI ready. So it's not just the applications and to the end users that your organizations are going to have their fingers on the keyboard, hands on the mouse. It's going to be the solutions and subject matter expertise to come alongside and really help the organization and media and entertainment at large be able to be in a place where everyone is ready to capitalize on the opportunities that we have in front of us. And one of the things that we're going to have is you'll have access to a little promo code that will provide some of our partners with AWS a potential discount on that AI readiness assessment. If you're kind of just looking to be able to see, what does this mean for me? What does this mean to our organization? And kind of as an AWS partner in those, that's something that we're going to offer out to everyone.
Sean, thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of This Is Our Offer. You've showed us so many things about AI readiness, the importance of harnessing your data, and the Better Together story that we tell together with AWS and Veritone. I can't thank you enough for joining us today on this episode.